Hey everybody, welcome back to ACES53 with Ed Parcaut and myself. Today is a Tuesday, so what does that mean? It's just Ed and I today. We have been doing that on Thursdays also, but that's because we've been traveling around at different events. We're both in San Diego at the Growth Hacking Live, and then since then, both been busy just with different stuff. I was going to go to Austin's event because I was here in Dallas last week. I just couldn't do it because yesterday started the Go High Level event. So yesterday was the check-in. Then they had the VIP party last night, and then today is just speakers. So it kicked off with Billie Jean earlier, and it's going to end with Jesse Itzler today. So won't be on here for too terribly long, but how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. Was at the cabin over the weekend.
Yeah.
So all I did was do vibe coding and watch some TV.
I forgot my coffee. Hold on.
I'll get your coffee. I already have mine right here.
I had mine. I just left it on the other side of the room. Okay.
Why would you do that?
Well, I was sitting over there while I was waiting for you to come back in, having to fix your stuff. So you're saying vibe coding?
Well, no, it's that. But what happened here? Oh, that's the way that's not the right one. Where'd it go? I lost my anyway. So I've been playing. No, I'm looking at my theme, going, I lost the theme in my stuff. That's just, and it was my. Oh, there it is. No, it was a Bronco theme. Oh, there it is. It's under steel. That's right. We changed it so people wouldn't know it was Bronco.
All right. So for people who don't know what vibe coding is, it's basically where you can go in and you can talk to apps to create apps for you. So you don't have to go and do individual coding. You have conversations with it, just like we've been talking about. What can you have conversations with ChatGPT? But this actually builds software for you. And it's a pay to play, right? Like, so you buy a certain amount of tokens, credits, depending on what time, depending on what app you use. So you're big into Replit right now, right?
Yeah. And I've been watching so many things, and a lot of people are, because it's easier how it's set up for to go forward and stuff. There we go. That's what I wanted to look at. It said it had. Oh my God! Tell you. No, what the problem is, I had set up so as you build, right? So let me show you real quick.
Do not disturb on here.
Anyway, so
yeah,
as you build certain things, you got to remember to save certain things, tell it to do certain things, and let's see here, see if I can show it. All right, so that's my new Replit, my new app. Let's make it bigger.
There you go. Yeah.
So can you see it? Okay. All right. So what it is my goal is, once my podcast is done, and the one I do every morning, it's dropped in here. It's gone through all the different levels. Like, it cleans up. I can't show you now because I had all these podcasts I put in here of mine, and this version that we updated stuff now lost everything. But anyway, but you just go in here and you manage podcasts. You add a podcast. Oh. Test. There they are. They're right there.
Okay.
See how they are here?
Yeah.
So then, it's, so why isn't it? So let's go with my internet. And there we go. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to see.
So walk people through what you did. So you went into Replit.
Right.
Okay. And then told it to create.
I told it here's what I want to do. I want to create a system that's from start to finish. You can upload a podcast, and it will edit the software. It will create intros, outros. So everything I need to do as a pain through podcasting, because the biggest thing we talk about all the time, 90% fell before episode 3. The other amount, 90% fails before 20. Well, one of the reasons is once you record it, that's the easy part. The rest of it's a pain.
Yeah.
So each one of these sections produce. So these 4 is what you really need to do. When you do a podcast, and then this is how you get it out and schedule pilot and all that. So I have these 4 built out, and I'm working on these 4 right now.
Okay.
But what I did differently is I put an AI in here to oversee everything.
Gotcha.
And what I just noticed is when we logged in here, it's supposed to say, "Good morning, Commander," or whatever you wanted to say.
Yeah, because I saw it said "Good morning, Commander" earlier. Like just
that was on the other one, the one that was showing. Yeah, so it's because I logged in here and I didn't anyway. So there's a few. Well, this is kind of what I built out over the past couple of weeks.
Sure.
But I mean, it's when you drop it into, so you can do there or down below. It's a little slow because of how it's set up. The problem is since I built out everything just yesterday and made it specific just for each podcast.
Yeah.
I haven't. So IntroVault is where you grab the guest information from either your calendar information, right? They put all their information in there, plus their photos, plus everything. You put it in here, or you add it yourself. And I got to clean this up because I don't like this color. But you put all their basic information, all the social media stuff, their additional stuff that you want to know about, and then you add the guest. What that does is now going forward, you have all their social media to, if you wanted to just send stuff to them or put in all the descriptions and everything you have if people want to get in contact with them. Because the biggest problem with what we're trying to do when you do podcasting is put all this in the description and you don't remember any of this stuff.
Yeah.
So, but as you can see, this is the problem about live showing stuff. It's not 100% there. It's probably 40% there.
Right. But you're showing people the work in progress. So that's
right. But the most important, this is what I think is what I was trying to get to.
While you're looking for that, what it would have taken 6 months to a year ago was hiring someone. This would have cost you $6 to $8 grand.
I do it right now. I have people who handle 2 of my podcasts, Inner Edison and Helping the Brave.
Right.
And so if I record today, it's going to take them a week to do everything I need done with all the different individuals to put the time in to do it.
Right.
Here, I created where I connected this to different types of music AIs out there, even Suno, to where you can create your little jingle beforehand. You can add music. You can then add your own podcast branding, the whole 9 yards. So you don't have to have a Suno account. You can just come into my account and do it yourself.
Got it.
This is the part, like this mission brief is where it breaks down all the different things that you need, episode titles. And I can't do it right now because there's nothing in here.
Sure.
But if I go to settings, I can show you. So this is a work in progress. I should have it fully working for me in the next 2 days.
But that's what I'm saying is this would have taken, if you were to hire a programmer 6 months ago before this was possible, it would have cost you $8 to $10 grand to get
the framework
we have.
Just the framework, not even working somewhat out. So I also have it learning the host and the co-host voice. So it has your brand voice. So it auto learns from your podcast, your voice. You still there?
Yep. I'm watching. I'm just reading.
So these are all the ones that it's added of me and my co-host for this other thing. Now this is a content library that's under mission brief that wasn't there. You just toggle on what you want in there.
Nice.
Newsletter. So everybody wants that newsletter. Substack post, podcast episode titles, show notes, description, and it's all SEO optimized. SEO meta tags, keywords. Then you can do social media, like just one social media post that can go across all the social media, or you can break it down by LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, audio quote, Pinterest, hashtags, YouTube description, TikTok short descriptions. And then if I don't have it, you can add your own.
Okay.
So and then you have all the different publishing platforms you can send it to. That'll be under the schedule pilot.
Yeah. I see that coming soon. Okay.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at. So, but what's nice is this radar I created. So I wanted an AI to oversee what you're doing, to watch this. And so as you're building the stuff out, it'll say, hey, it's going to be an auto flow. You drop it in the beginning where I was showing you. We go back to here. So you drop it in here, and then it's going to go through all the different places automatically, all the way through, and then automatically go out if you have it scheduled to auto go out. But the one thing I wanted to show you is the master broadcast sound. Let me put one in here if you don't mind real quick to see if it works. Downloads. Thank God nobody can see what I have here. And this will do, so this is last. So let's see if this works. This is 16-minute. Just drop it in there. Let's see if it works. Hold on, this is not. Oh shit, I screwed that up. Wrong podcast.
Yeah.
See how it's flashing like that? because there is no auto check. So I make a force to look. Otherwise, you got to hit a button. This could take a few minutes. And plus, I have no idea if it's going to work right. Because like I said, I haven't worked up. So there it is. And now you can say, okay, who is, so the host, eventually it'll auto learn all this.
Sure.
With the AI. And the I didn't plan on showing this today. Sorry, Brian. That's not what my plan was. But you know how you want to start a podcast? Oh, it's not you. Sorry, Mike Kelly. Wouldn't it be easier if you could just record, drop it in here, and it's done all the way through?
100%.
And you update, and then it's all in here. And then it should start publishing this stuff, but I don't know. This is the one thing I need to work on today. It should automate. This is not set up the proper way. This is not how it's supposed to look.
Okay.
That's what I was going to work on today.
Got it.
But that's because I had this all perfect. And then when I integrated the whole, so I originally built out, let me drop it down. We can talk. I originally started on this with just the mission brief part, which was just the content part.
Sure.
Right. That broke out because that's what I use Cast Magic. I want to get rid of Cast Magic. So that was my goal. And then I was like, what if I do a whole system for people who want to do podcasting so that they'll get past episode 3 and past episode 221 if I make it so easy for people to upload.
Right.
And it's supposed to auto go through every part. But I don't know if that's working yet.
Got it. Very cool.
I can tell you right now it's not, because it doesn't have what I just uploaded in under select a product under audio ops. But in there, I looked at it earlier today. I built out where you can have it take a ums and ahs, and it levels the sound. It puts everything in there. Then the plan is to have it come up with an intro and outro, which it does in the intro and outro. But then once it learns your voice, then it has your voice do the intro and outro, so you don't have to add it to the podcast before it gets uploaded.
Nice.
And any jingle you want, right?
So how many hours have you put into it total?
Well, if you talk about what I actually do, because I type a few things and then it works for an hour or whatever it does. Right. So the question is how much I put into or how much it has done.
I think how much time have you spent putting this together?
Well, I've been working on it for the last 2 weeks, but if you look at that, it's probably a total of 5 days, if that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, because there's like Saturday when I was at the cabin working on it, I'm watching football, I'm watching the Navy game, I'm watching other stuff. I'm just sitting there. I might as well be playing with it. But what happened was I broke it when I was putting it all together. When I said, this is here's my overall plan. Now let's create a command center for all these different things I want to do. And let's separate it out. Because at first I had no idea how to do that. So the main part, the mission brief part, is what I worked on for, 3 days, and then I don't want to say destroyed it, but tore it apart to put it all together in this. And now I'm connecting everything. And that's the whole thing that it wasn't doing.
Gotcha.
So, and then with the radar, which is, I got this idea because I called it Pod Veteran, that, hey, we need an overseer, somebody to oversee what's going on and help you and ask you what's going on. Hey, how's your day? Hey, this went out, and this went out on schedule. So you have an assistant inside of this to keep you posted on what's going on. And I was trying to come up with a name. So I was thinking about Major Hulka from Stripes, and then or Sergeant Hulka. And then I was like, no, Radar from MASH.
That's what I was going to ask when I saw that earlier.
Yeah, but it's actually it's an acronym. So I had the acronym made and came into Radar. So, awesome. Or I should say, it took Radar and turned it. Because when I said, what about Radar from MASH? And it was like, that was perfect because he knew everything before it happened. That's what this is supposed to do. Yeah.
Awesome.
So it's just the thing now. We talked about this last week. I know I keep bringing up shit, but it's the first time in history where the moment you think of it, you can create it. And the thought about the time from the moment you think it's out your mouth to being created, I want to say is one of the shortest times in history.
Yeah. And that's for people who are aware of it. I mean, you and I went to the event and people went in, never had touched vibe coding ever, sat in a room for 45 minutes and were kicking out apps within 45 minutes. And that's what's crazy is I know people who still barely use ChatGPT, let alone this. And Perry said earlier this morning that there's a 9-year-old and an 11-year-old that have already got in apps that they're making money off of from vibe coding.
I believe it. So RADAR stands for real-time adaptive decision and analyst reconnaissance. Real-time adaptive decision and analyst reconnaissance.
Yep.
So real-time operates continuously, reacting instantly to uploads, edits, automating triggers, adaptive learns user behavior, podcast brand tone, the performance data to improve suggestions over time. Decision, it doesn't just inform, it recommends the next action in the production flow.
Nice.
Then it performs deep AI analytics on audio, video, and performance data to provide insights and optimization advice. Consistently scans the entire command center ecosystem for data errors and opportunities across all podcasts.
Cool.
Yeah. So someday it's going to be. You want me to go grab that file for you? Sure. So So the question really is, when all this is happening, don't be always save, tell it to save. That's the one thing I learned. Constantly when I make something, I tell it to debug and test it even more. And then I have actually learned to tell it, this is my moonshot idea.
Yeah.
So let's create an app that is a moonshot idea. And it seems to understand that more than just creating a regular app.
Sure.
Because it's taken some of my themes, color themes, to ridiculously level.
That's awesome.
Like the theme I said, what's a moon, and it's got gradient where it's a blue, like this one here, right? If you don't mind, I know I'm taking over the whole time.
Sure, again. I'm gonna have to go in a second. So
that's fine. We can get out here. But see the blues, how the colors that they does. I have so many different colors. Moonshot purple.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. That's just what I've been working on.
Yeah. So for people who are listening, it's just the fact you can get in, you spend a little bit of money, and we're talking minimal amounts of money. Like what'd you put into the very first time? $50, $25?
Yeah. But I'm probably so what happened was so this is only one of the apps I'm making. I'm creating 3 apps, and I had 3 windows open the other day, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Stop this. Just focus on one, get it finished.
Right. Because
I have one that does AEO and SEO of your website, and it works perfectly. It finds all the problems, and then it comes up with everything to fix it.
Yep.
Problem is, I'm working on my site that has major freaking problems. Well, I shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because trying to fix those problems, I'm getting errors because it's the security of the site won't let me fix the problems because there's so many of them. It's getting timed out, like it's getting hit too much.
Gotcha.
So a regular site that has a little bit of stuff can be done in a second, and it's on auto. And then the other one is a YouTube that fixes SEO, AEO, and then all the other issues that they always hit us on that says we're not ranking.
So now go back and answer the question. How much have you invested money-wise?
$600.
There you go. That's the important thing.
But I explained what I've done. And there was 2 other apps that I started with that I have not even touched besides the other 2 I'm really working on.
I know. But you're getting in depth on what I'm saying is for people listening, I don't want to scare them into thinking it has to be all this. It's go in, play with it, and it's less than you're going to pay at dinner one night.
It's $25 a month.
Yeah.
And you have so many credits for that.
Right.
So for most people, you can make a quick little app, no problem, for $25.
Exactly. Get in, play around with it. It's going to change everything, but it goes back to learn all these different skills, because people who who was I talking to the other day? Their kid was going to go into computer science, and they were telling a kid, no, don't do it because there's not going to be a job. Oh, my buddy Rich was at his house, and his son wants to go into computer science, and he's like, don't do anything with coding or anything because it's going to be so user friendly. Those jobs aren't going to be there long term, or they're not going to pay well, even if they do, because again, computers can do it faster than we can. So we're not that far away from Jarvis, if you're going off Iron Man reference, where you just tell it what you need and it does it for you.
There's going to be that. I think the biggest thing is learn how to communicate with it. Typical prompts from ChatGPT won't work in there. If you ask ChatGPT to create a prompt, They were talking about how it gives it too much information. It doesn't need that much information. It just needs to know what you want to do. So it's more of a contextual or content prompt, not an actual, here's some code and go do it. That works, but it messes up things.
Yeah.
And so two things I've learned: tell it to save after it's created something, and remember that's across the platform. Yep. And then the second thing was, I just lost my train of thought now. The second thing was to ask it, when you tell it something to do, to ask you questions. Yeah. To make sure that's the way you want it to go.
Sure. And on opposite, on ChatGPT, if you don't want to ask you questions, it can say, make your own decisions, only bother me for certain things.
Right. But what I'm getting at is it's come back, and I've told it to do something, and it went this whole total different way. Yeah. And then you have to go back and rewind or try to fix it. And it's just easier to tell it to come back, ask you. It's like this: you're having a conversation with somebody, you're in counseling with your wife or whatever, and you learn how to communicate, and you say, I heard you say this. That's what you want it to tell you. That's what it heard you say.
Yeah. A mygotherapy.
Huh?
Yeah. It's called a mygotherapy. That's where you repeat things back and forth.
All right. You can take us out. Yeah. I do it all the time.
All right, everybody. Thank you once again for joining Ed and I. It's a little bit shorter today. I got to get back to the event. Ed's got to get back to his coding. So we are ACES53 on Tuesdays. It's Ed and I just talking. Thursdays, we try and bring on a special guest, something we call a joker. That's somebody with skills or talent that we want to bring to the rest of the audience. So we're always here at noon Central, 10 a.m. Pacific, and we'll see you guys. We're not doing Thursday, right?
No, we're not, because they got too much going on with some other things, and you're not going to be around because you're at the event.
Yep. Well, that day I'll be at Austin, but yes, I'll be traveling to Austin, go be on a podcast, go to dinner that night and fly right back home. So in and out trip, but
thanks, Brian.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
All right. Bye.